Not all vacations are meant for relaxation. Some destinations don't just offer adventure, they offer danger. Every year, thrill seekers put their lives on the line, risking everything for a once-in-a-lifetime experience. But are these places worth the risk? Or are they just death traps disguised as tourist attractions? In this video, we'll take a look at the world's most deadly tourist spots and why people still flock there despite the risks. Stick with us as we uncover the world's most dangerous tourist attractions and find out why people still choose to visit them, even when their lives are at risk. Get ready to see the spots that will leave you on the edge of your seat. If you're enjoying this deep dive into dangerous destinations, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more thrilling content. Mount Huashan, China. The Trail of No Return. Welcome to Mount Huashan, the most dangerous hiking trail on the planet. If you slip here, there's no coming back. Imagine walking on wooden planks barely wider than your foot, with nothing but thousands of feet of empty air beneath you. One wrong step, and it's over. The sheer abyss below is enough to take anyone's breath away. In spite of the clear hazards, the mountain welcomes thousands of adventure seekers every year who are willing to dare the challenge. The Skywalk is part of a long history of dangerous trails on this mountain, with hikers walking along crumbling paths without any safety features. What draws people here? It's the unique experience, the thrill of walking on a wooden plank with nothing but air beneath your feet. This is where people come to test their nerve. But it's also a place where climbers have lost their lives to the mountain's unpredictable elements. But here's the shocking part. Before tourists made it famous, locals refused to walk these paths. What do they know that we don't? In addition to the Skywalk, Mount Huashan has steep cliffs, unpredictable weather, and a reputation for being almost impossible to hike safely. Despite this, people come here for the challenge, risking their lives for bragging rights. Would you dare to walk these narrow paths? Comment below and let us know if you'd be brave enough to take on Mount Huashan. Death Road, Bolivia. The road that kills. This isn't just any road. This is Death Road, a path so deadly it has claimed thousands of lives. Imagine biking down a road barely wide enough for a single car, with no guardrails, and a 2,000-foot drop waiting for anyone who makes a mistake. And yet, every year, thousands of adventurers hit the road, the majority of them on bicycles, to tackle this lethal stretch. The road, which takes La Paz to the Yungas area, twists and turns through forests that are dense, rivers, and cliffs. It's single vehicle width in some places, but a major path for buses and trucks. And that's the risk. The almost sure chance of crashes. And when they happen, they can be fatal. In 2006, the government officially shut it down due to its high fatality rate. But today, tourists still pay money to risk their lives here. There is also something to the sheer height and the beautiful views that are so attractive. It's not surprising that this road has acquired such a reputation for danger. And yet, in spite of all the caution and the dreadful history, individuals are queuing up to accept the challenge year after year. Would you trust your skills on this road? Or would you steer clear? Mount Everest. The graveyard in the sky. Climbing Mount Everest isn't just an achievement, it's a fight for survival. The higher you go, the less oxygen you have. Every step feels like carrying bricks on your back. But here's the real nightmare. Many who climb never make it down. Between life-threatening avalanches and the fiercest of weather, the climb has taken its toll, and many have been killed attempting to reach the summit. Hundreds more attempt to overcome the top annually, some having little climbing experience, giving their all to proudly stand at the world's rooftop. While the mountain's height and beauty draw people in, it's also notoriously difficult to summit. Climbers must face high-altitude conditions that can cause deadly altitude sickness, exhaustion, and frostbite. And with the increasing number of climbers, the risks have only grown. Each year, we hear about people who didn't make it, sometimes due to sheer inexperience, other times due to a lack of proper preparation. Everest isn't just the world's tallest peak, it's also a graveyard. Over 200 climbers' bodies are still frozen on the slopes, too dangerous to remove. Yet every year, more people risk their lives to reach the summit. Despite the extreme danger, thousands of climbers continue to try to reach the top. Why? Because it's the ultimate test, the world's tallest mountain. The prize of reaching the top is nearly beyond words, but the path to the top is filled with life or death obstacles, and many question whether the price is worth the fame. Would you climb Everest, knowing you might never come back? The Devil's Pool, a swim with death. At first glance, Devil's Pool looks like paradise, a beautiful natural infinity pool at the edge of Victoria Falls. But step too far, and you'll be swept over the 355-foot drop in seconds. No second chances. Despite the terrifying risk of being swept over the falls, tourists continue to line up for a swim. The water's strong current and the lack of any barriers make it one of the deadliest tourist attractions. While the pool looks serene, don't let its beauty fool you. It's a place where people have slipped, fallen, and tragically drowned. The current is so powerful that even experienced swimmers can be swept off the edge. The scariest part? If you go over the edge, rescue is impossible. The strong currents mean you'll vanish before anyone can save you. And yet, people swim here anyway, tempted by the thrill of being directly on the brink of one of the world's largest waterfalls. It's risky, but it's something few can pass up. Would you take the plunge, or is this a risk not worth taking? The Blue Hole, Belize. The Blue Hole of Belize is known for its clear water, rich marine life, and its incredible depth, more than 400 feet in places. For divers, this underwater sinkhole is a place they must visit. It's popular for its distinct visibility, the coral reefs that encircle it, and the breathtaking sense of adventure it offers. But don't let its beauty deceive you. The Blue Hole's deep, icy water and powerful currents make it extremely hazardous for divers, even experienced ones. The primary risk? Depth. The deeper you go, the more vertigo-like. Divers themselves have problems judging depth, and the low temperature makes the situation even tougher to handle. As much of an attraction the Blue Hole is for visitors around the globe, its current and quick drop-offs have resulted in some deaths, and a few divers have met their demise here since its opening. Even though it's the Blue Hole, most divers have labeled it as a blue trap. A seemingly idyllic, tranquil dive site turns out to be an extremely deadly setting, one that even experienced divers have not been able to get through. Still, it continues to attract thrill seekers, testament to the strong attraction of such deadly tourist destinations. Whether it's the thrill of conquering Mount Huashan, the rush of biking down the death road, or the glory of standing at the top of Mount Everest, many choose to risk it all for that once-in-a-lifetime adventure. Every year, people risk everything for adventure. Some make it back with an unforgettable story. Others never return. So what about you? Are these places thrilling bucket list experiences or disasters waiting to happen? Which of these places would you risk visiting? Or do you think people are just crazy for even trying? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.